I'm out in the garden tonight. Um, Starting off with a little Wellness Wednesday. Uh, I did a weed walk on Saturday, and I've done a few of them. I did another one Tuesday night already. Not because weeds are the only way to be healthy, but because it's kind of a fun point of entry, especially for when life gives you weeds, make salad. There's a whole lot of great things that we can learn from weeds, that we can learn about life and about ourselves. As I have spent time getting healthy and learning about being deeply nourished, learning about food, because I've been doing that for a really long time, as we've learned to farm and learned better ways to farm, weeds have come up as a good way to get a lot of really good, deep nourishment. So, who wants to be well nourished from your food? Who wants to be listened to, treasured, taken care of? Weeds can do that for you, believe it or not. How about better digestion, less inflammation, better organ function, whether it's your liver or your stomach, your brain, your heart? Weeds support all of those. How about endurance and resilience? Who doesn't want more energy? Anyone who doesn't want more energy, just raise your hand. Uh, Weeds teach us about valuing diversity, not the kind of thing that's the pseudo thing that's out there right now. It's the real deal, where everybody has a place, everybody has a job to do. Every weed out in your garden is telling you something about your soil. It's bringing up different nutrients to feed the soil, to nutrify the plants around you. It's creating a different culture around it. And each of them have something different to offer to you for your health, as well as nature's health. Who doesn't want to be part of nature? We were talking with Rachel Jameson actually today, and talking about how we're part of nature. So often, Marx was talking about how nature isn't marketed to. We're marketed to, though. Someone has said, you want this seed, not that seed. That seed's bad for you. They've even told us weeds are bad for you and will hurt you. You want to spray this chemical on your bugs and fertilize your plants with this chemical instead of understanding the real nutrition and the real things that are going on if we just start to cooperate with nature instead of competing with it. Weeds teach us a lot about cooperation and about working with instead of competing for resources. I mean, do we need to compete for sunshine? Do we need to compete for rain? I leave a couple of weeds in my garden. I limit how much they are around the plants, but they provide protection for the soil. They provide ground cover. They help hold moisture in so that they're not competing. They're actually helping my plants. Purslane and mallow, those are the ones. They both stay in the understory. The plants tend to grow up above them. And then they provide, like I said, protection for the soil as well as holding moisture in, other weed suppression, so there's not as much competition. They really help protect the plants. They're just kind and gentle souls. They offer a lot of that for you, by the way. Purslane in particular is incredibly high in vitamin C. It's a succulent. One of the things that all of these weeds are designed to do is pull out toxins. So as they are pulling deep nutrients from down in the earth with their deep taproot up, they are also pulling toxins out, which they will help your body do as well. This is my friend purslane. It looks like a succulent. It is a succulent. So it does really well, like I said, with drier climates. helps hold in nutrition or moisture, helps balance your gut flora when you eat it, which you can chop it whole, um, the whole stem. You can chop it and put it in salads. It doesn't cook real great. A lot of these you can use just like you would kale, spinach, and Swiss chard. Not so much purslane. It's kind of funny. You can't pickle it. If you Google pickled purslane, it's one of Frank's favorites. We like to eat it when we're out weeding because it just gives you a little moisture, helps balance your gut flora in your stomach. It's antibacterial, which simply means really that it just helps balance things. And because it is a succulent and holds moisture, it helps moisturize your colon all the way through so that as the chlorophyll in it and the moisture is pulling toxins out, it's keeping it moving right on out through the waste management so it doesn't like get stuck in your system someplace. It just keeps right on moving. And because it's pulling out toxins and escorting them out, it's anti-inflammatory. Almost all of these weeds are anti-inflammatory. They help pull heat, excess heat, inflammation out of your body so that it functions better. Purslane also helps with hormone balancing, PMS and menopause, which are times of detoxification for bodies that are about to make new life. So, as it's helping with that detoxification process, it's helping support you in PMS menopause times. As it's soothing your digestive system, it also helps with mood and boosting that. A lot of these actually do that. Another one that I have here is one of my favorites, and that's plantain. I'm going to put this down because I don't want to pull up my little plantain friend here. It's right there. This one right here is plantain. This is a broadleaf one. It also comes in real narrow leaves. It's a first aid responder. That's what plantain is. It draws up huge amounts of nutrition. It's antibacterial. It can serve as a poison antidote, and it helps pull out stuff. So it can inhibit infection, help remove obstructions from cuts and wounds. It's got vitamin E in it. It can be a diuretic and expectorant. It helps to stop bleeding, decreases fever, which is a form of inflammation and a symptom of infection that your body's fighting. So it's helping to do all those good things. If you followed me very much, you know I cut myself a fair amount in the shop, and I will find a plantain leaf, a smaller one or a narrow one, and you break it up because when you break the fibers, then it releases. If you do it by chewing a little bit, your mouth is actually like a warehouse tagging spot, and so your body will tag it as something helpful. So you put it on the cut, put a Band-Aid over it, and voila, it heals up a lot faster. I can heal cuts almost twice as fast by using plantain on them for a couple of days before I let them be. On the ground, it's serving that same function of first aid. It's designed to bring nutrition up. You'll find it in places that are often abused, like the edge of roadways and walkways. We've got them along a lot of the farm roads. That's where I find them. I noticed along one farm road that Mark's not using so much because he's grazing the area instead of having pigs down there, so he's running the tractor to feed them all the time. Plantain's disappearing. A lot of these are first succession plants. So, trees, you'll have the aspens and poplars and the pines, and then the succession goes on through until you get the really huge hardwoods. Weeds are your first in. They're the bushes, the low-lying things that come in to help nutrify, balance, and prepare the soil for the more heavy-duty plants. That's what these weeds do. I've got clover here. But clover is another one. A lot of people know what clover looks like, though. It can have white flowers. The purple flowers are really sweet and yummy. It's another good one for balancing hormones, helping soothe your digestion, which again helps with mood. All of these do that. Uh, I'm going to show you one more, um, maybe two. Everybody knows about dandelion, right? Dandelion is a great one. It comes up first in the spring, helps detoxify your liver by stimulating your bile flow. Bile helps break down the proteins and fats that you're eating, which you're going to eat more of through the winter. So, come springtime, things might be getting a little sluggish. And dandelion comes in to stimulate your gallbladder, to produce bile, to break all that down, help your liver clean out. It doesn't have to work as hard, so it can go into detox mode, do what it needs to do, helps get your lymph moving so that your immune system works better, so that you clean out in the spring going into summer. And then you keep it cleaned out through the summer so that you don't accumulate all that excess heat and stuff in your liver, which can get overheated in the summer anyway, being the organ that um, is the seat of anger traditionally. That's where the energy of that is. And, you can get kind of hot tempered when it gets hot in the summer. Dandelion's right there to help decongest your liver and keep things moving so you can maintain an even keel and just keep it going in the hot months. The last weed that I have for you is one that I do battle with a lot. See if I can get it down here enough. Woohoo, there it is. This is crabgrass. I don't have a lot of quackgrass in my garden anymore because we've run the pigs through, and our mangalitas are amazing with quackgrass. They just turn over the sod and they love eating those quackgrass roots. But crabgrass, that hangs around and it and I do battle. However, grass has stuff for you too. It's a weed, but it's performing a ton of functions. You can't really eat it because there's too much cellulose in the grass stems. But what I do is put it in my blender with some water and make green juice. And I add to my water. You can put it in lemonade and it's really yummy. Add it to your green tea. I put it in my eggnog in the morning for some extra kick. Grass is a source of complete protein. So in the summer, when you're needing more carbs because you need quick energy for your go, go, go kind of lifestyle in the summer, it's got that. But it's also got protein so that things stay in balance. It has all 8 amino acids that we need. We can only make 8 or 2. I have 2 written down here, but I thought it was more than that. But we have to consume all the rest. Grass has all 8 of them. It also has 92 of the 102 minerals on Earth. So it is a really super nutrient dense plant. Throw it in the blender and juice it. All those things about wheatgrass and that kind of stuff. Wheatgrass's wild compatriots have more nutrition even than wheatgrass does. And you just juice them. There are few things on earth more vital and resilient than grass. So, that list at the beginning, if you are looking for endurance, vitality, resiliency, grass is a super source of that kind of energy. You can throw it roots and all in your blender or just clip it. I go along and kind of be a weed eater and harvest it, and then I throw it in my green juice. All of these, you can throw them in the blender and make juice, and then you don't have to worry about how to eat them. Some people that I've talked to have trouble with textures, so you get around the whole texture thing because you can just drink it, and there's no texture. It's kind of like water. They do have a wild flavor to them, uh, just like wild huckleberries have more flavor than tame blueberries. but they have all of that goodness, just it's packed into a small package. Weeds are the same. They have more goodness, anywhere, depending on the weed, from 6 to 10 times more nutrient density than kale, spinach, Swiss chard, those dark leafy vegetables. Just like I said, a lot of these, they soothe your digestion because they're digesters. So they are digesting the nutrients of the earth and making it available. They do the same thing for you, where they pull out toxins, help your digestion work from start to finish, getting rid of all the waste. And when you do that, when you have a bellyache, you just got a bellyache. It just puts you on edge. By the same token, when your stomach feels good and your digestion is working properly and your liver's in good condition and you have less inflammation and aches and so on, you feel better. Less depression, brighter mood, more energy, all of that. So, I mean, simplest and easiest is to make green juice and uh, enjoy your weeds. When life gives you weeds, make salad or green juice and enjoy the gifts that it has for you. Receive them with gratitude. That's the deep listening part. Nature is paying attention to you, whether you're paying attention to it or not, and it'll provide what you need. Whether it's nourishment for your pigs, like weeds, you can feed them anything, like Kronos said, turn them loose and they'll eat them. Or the weeds in your garden that you can use to help your own body, they're there and they will call your attention. The more you do it, you find that you will notice certain weeds and they look really good. You really want them. You're like, I don't know why. But that's the weed that has what your body wants right now. So they absolutely are a blessing. They're a gift from nature. And you can enjoy them a full ton.